Gotham Knights Season 1, Episode 2. We got last time on. Montage of them being stupid. Terrible acting. Then we got a scene where Gotham police finally decide to raid the Batcave. And we see the Gotham PD around here and the Bat computer looking as pathetic as ever. Like somebody pointed out, okay, you got a bunch of keyboards, and they cut down on the keyboards a bit. Still got 3 though. It doesn't make any sense. And no wires, so it doesn't look like they're even hooked up to anything. Unless the wires are somehow in the stand. So you got a bunch of monitors, keyboards, no computer. Like I said, unless they're in the stand and then go down here somewhere. This scene seems pretty tacked on though, like they afterwards were like, oh hey, maybe we should have had that. Okay, then we got these stooges in a department store. All the lights on, bright flashlights and everything. Oh, she's got a sore on the side of her mouth, huh? Anyway, they're doing really bright shopping, like, oh yeah, and they're getting clothes. And then they're like, oh hey, the police are coming. They think that somebody tripped an alarm, but they're just really, really obvious. So anyway, they make their way out the back. And then they run into not Robin, who's not being blinded by light this time. He's like, oh. They're like, oh, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, I'm responding to a burglary in progress. Okay, then, okay, I guess this guy's the mayor. So they go to their not at all secret hideout at the school. Talking, have some cringe dialogue. Joker's daughter and the sister character, and more dialogue. Cringy. It's all cringe dialogue in this. Just terrible. Giving us some Quartervale's exposition again, reminding us how the Joker's daughter should be dead. Yep, just absolutely just terrible acting. Oh, this guy's so terrible. It's not Dick Guy. He looks at the camera a few different times and things. Okay, then we got Blondie showing up here. He runs into not Dick Grayson's rival, who has a haircut now. Still got his protruding chin and looks kind of weird still. She says, oh, by the way, I've been helping this guy who's a fugitive. And he's like, what are you doing? That's a bad idea. You're going to get caught. He's like, where are they? They can't even hide out anywhere. And that's literally like just to set up that they're hiding on the school because you hear the bell tower ring. So anyway, she's got her resting bitch face going on. Yeah, no police are following her or anything. She doesn't have police tail. Gotham City police in this are so stupid. So she wanders up there. She gets a really dull-looking knife to her throat by Joker's daughter. Like, oh, I'm the hacker chick. Oh, you're the hacker chick. It's like, oh, whatever. She's like, oh, yeah, the Gotham PD, they got the Batcave, so I can't do anything there. He's like, oh, man. More cringy dialogue. We see them, like, 7 police officers coming in with gear, with little boxes of gear, even though that's gadgets and stuff, even though they're going to be dismantling the Batcave to be a whole lot more than that. So anyway, we got Harvey Dent, who's apparently just a police sergeant and a DA, so he's a dual purpose here. He's talking to what seems like his boss, and his boss is like, oh, hey, you need to, where the heck is this detective guy who was with you? He's like, oh, I don't know. So she calls his cell phone. It rings. Come to find out, somebody mailed his box put on this guy's desk. No gloves or anything. Harvey decides to open it and get his fingerprints and DNA on the box. The cell phone's ringing in the box. Come to find out it's his head. They're like, oh, let's contact his team, see if they know what's going on. And they look over and there's a bunch of boxes that presumably have cell phones and heads in them. And they tell all this to the press. So that's how these four stooges find out about it, because they're watching television in their not-so-secret hideout. And the anchor's telling them all about it. Dropping exposition. They're like, oh, well, when Bruce Wayne he died because he was on the trail of the Court of Owls. Even though they said that anybody who was found out about the Court of Owls would have their head chopped off, and Bruce Wayne didn't have his head chopped. That does not fit the MO. Then Not Robin shows up. Oh, and then Not Robin's like, oh, hey, yeah, Bruce Wayne was on the trail, and his journals, instead of being at the Batcave, where all the rest of his investigatory stuff would be, oh no, they're at Bruce Wayne's office. It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense. Miles away from the Batcave, they're at his office. Okay. So the three stooges decide to break in because not Dick, decides that they're all master thieves. Really crappy acting. He looks at the camera again. And oh look, they are all standing in front of the window that they repaired because it had a crack in it. It was all dusty, so they cleaned it, repaired it. Not suspicious at all. Hey, the Gotham police are so stupid. So anyway, more cringy dialogue. Then we get this mayor telling them, "Oh, hey, you need to look into this. You need to get these peeps." So it looks like that one gal definitely is Harvey Dent's boss. So you got Blondie with her resting bitch face there. He finally gets hauled in because the police are like, "Oh, hey, he did it. He helped him out." So these four stooges decide, and not Robin, decide, oh, hey, we're going to take a security vehicle, and Wayne Enterprises doesn't check their security vehicles or anything, doesn't even look at the drivers, doesn't look to see if they're wearing uniforms, they're the actual drivers, nothing, no security cameras in the garages. So this guy just rolls right in, no problem, says, oh, hey, we're clear, and they just pop right up. Okay, so the security system wouldn't be connected to a network at all. They would only connect it to get updates and stuff. So this security system that she supposedly hacks into, she wouldn't be able to hack into it via a wireless network. But she just opens up a laptop, enters a password, and is like, oh, I'm in, I got everything. Then we find out later that she didn't disable security cameras or motion sensors or anything. That comes into play later. So you got these two morons. More cringy dialogue. They go over to the elevator. No gloves, no nothing. Enter in the password. So they get their fingerprints and DNA on the passcode. As the door is closing, Not Dick looked at the camera again. Joker's daughter's like, hey, while they're there, we should run away because we'll get past security because they don't check the vehicles because it's like checking President's motorcade. Hey, moron writers. Secret Service checks President's motorcade. And it's not like a security vehicle. It's not like President's motorcade. So it's just stupid dialogue. They get in here. No police tape really anywhere. Except for, oh look, one sheet of plastic that is blowing in the wind, but later on it's not blowing in the wind. So they go there. More cringe dialogue. They walk into this room. Put some light pressure on a book. The shelf opens up. Bunch of bat props. And a bunch of books that are Bruce Wayne's journals. Dialogue. And why is this... okay, no police tape around the door or anything, but around this that nobody touched. You got the safe down here, sure. So there'd be maybe some tape down here, but not here. Anyway, more cringe dialogue. Harvey's interviewing Blondie. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you anything. He's like, oh, by the way, you have a 4.0 GPA in computer science. You're really smart, Blondie. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you anything. More cringe dialogue, more cringe dialogue. Then coming to find out, he's like, oh, we don't need you to tell us anything because somebody else decided to talk. Coming to find out, it was not Dick's rival. So she's like, oh, I'm mad. Then we cut back to Bruce Wayne Manor. He's like, oh, we gotta get out of here because come to find out, the security cameras and the motion sensors got cut and the police are on their way. Even though What's-Her-Bucket, the sister stooge, was supposed to cut the camera feeds and the motion detectors and stuff, she didn't do a thing about it because she's like, oh, hey, they just went off. And not Dick's like, oh, hey, good job. She's like, I didn't do it. Okay, then she says, I got the last journal, let's go. Says she got his last journal, but almost all of them are still on the shelf there. Headhunter guy shows up. They go into the other room. They're like, oh man, we gotta get out of here. Joker's daughter gets them out of the car, says, hey, we gotta go help them. And then Joker's daughter rolls away. And somehow gets away. So these two stooges go to the elevator, go up to try to help them. These kids somehow barricade the door where the headhunter was at. Not Robin's like, oh hey, we can just zip line down. So she hooks it to the ceiling and then just some random building down there. And from the angle of this, they're going to be going really, really fast. I'm going to need a break or something. So she's like, 48 stories down. Don't let go. Then we see them, and they're going really, really slow. And that is really slow for a zip line. Because they would have started way back over here and gained speed all the way down. So she shows up at the place where she wants to fence merchandise, which coincidentally is the same looking place where their first hideout was. He checked around. Apparently somebody from the Court of Owls wants it and wants her. He's like, oh, well. He reminds us that she should already be dead. And then he ends up getting impaled. She runs away. So, for some reason, he lets her run away and get into the car. And then we get this scene. Notice how nobody's following her. So she goes, gets into the car. For some reason doesn't have the keys. He stabs through the engine block, which would take a lot of power, and the car is supposed to be bulletproof. So if you can stab through the block, you should be able to stab through the window. No problem. No, can't stab through the window at all. She's just laughing at him. He stabs the gas tank. Gas is spilling. He lights it. She doesn't understand the concept of a door lock. Tries to open the door. Doesn't work. For some reason, the gas that's going out of the tank isn't lighting, but the gas that goes on the ground is. Okay. So not Robin and not Dick Grayson show up and beat the crap out of this guy somehow. These two stooges show up here in the car, and the sister stooge just opens up the car door. Apparently decided to come unlocked at that point in time. So you get these morons fighting him. They shoot him with a very fake looking explosion. Very fake looking fire. Not Robin shot him with a crossbow bolt explosive. Then we see afterwards that apparently her blinding lights can just turn off at will. So sometimes she's blind during the fight, sometimes she's not. Instead of making sure that the guy's dead, they just let him get up, and then after a while they decide to run away, and he just lets them run away. Back to their hideout, or not so secret hideout. Get a bunch of cringe dialogue again. He's like, somebody tore the pages out of this. Then we're back here at the police station. These cops are just morons. Anyway, Blondie's like, why'd you do it? What the heck? And he's like, oh no, I told them I did it. And I'm just gonna walk away scot-free. I'm not in jail or anything. even though I just admitted to a crime. Then we got the Gotham City Police, kind of being morons. And we get another shot of this cartoon, broke a window. And we find out that Cresta and the mayor are working for the Court of Owls. Yep, Blondie's still not getting followed by police or anything. Still not getting monitored. The Night Robin sneaks into her own house, into her own bedroom, and then we find out that she's the one who ripped the journal pages out. And it ends there. This show is absolutely garbage. I would give it like a 2, maybe, because it had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they can't act worth a crap. And you got the not Dick Grayson guy looking at the camera from time to time, and just like, terrible show. Anyway, it's been Luke's Television Review, Gotham Knights, Season 1, Episode 2. Give it like a 2 out of 11. This is just absolutely terrible. See you guys later.